We have just arrived to Taquamenon Falls State Park, and we just got camp set up. Got my dream hammock, and I decided to let my wife have the entire duplex to herself. So wife's gonna have the duplex to sprawl out in, and she kicked me out of the duplex and into the dream hammock, but I'm sure I'll have a dreamy night in the dream hammock. Right now we are heading down to see the upper falls, and if the daylight allows, we're gonna head down and take a look at the lower falls. I would not want to run into that on the trail. Look at all the mist. I'm worried about flying the drone because of all the mist. If I decide to fly it, this could be the last time I ever see it. That is a lot of water. Look at all the tannins in the water. The water's really dark like that, more like tannin. Taquamenon Falls was awesome again. It was a little different feel this year because the way the leaves were changing colors a little bit, and the way the sun was out and making the mist really visible. But I gotta tell you, it's freezing cold out here. It's below 50 degrees, and my hands and ears are getting cold because I'm not used to this weather. You can see how busy the parking lot is here at Taquamenon Falls. There's a lot of people here. So apparently here at the state parks in Michigan, you can comb out your dog hair in public. That's just lovely. Over here to the left is the brew pub here at Taquamenon Falls. Had a good dinner there. Now we're gonna go check out the lower falls and then head back to camp and get a nice warm fire started. There's the lower falls. There's another section way over there. Some fast moving water. The adventure has officially began. We are here at the Miners Castle trailhead, and we're going to go down and check out Miners Castle and then get on the trail heading towards Mosquito Creek campground tonight. We are officially on the North Country Trail. Well, the sky's not very beautiful today, but the scenery sure is. That is some serious tannin colored water there. It looks like iced tea or coffee. Can't wait to get up on top of that. Would you look at this? I can't tell if I'm on Lake Superior or at the ocean. My goodness. Even though I've been here before, it still amazes me. Getting our first amazing view of some cliffs and crystal clear blue water down here. I'm trying to find a place for lunch, and I don't know if this is a good enough spot. It's a little sketchy. Whew. Wow. It's pretty spectacular. And that water, I'm so glad we got a calm day to see the clear water so we could see the bottom. That is lovely. All right, we're both starving. We need to find a place to eat lunch. It's just after noon, so we're only a mile and a half from Mosquito Creek, which is where we're camping tonight. So we got a whole day to mess around there. Hopefully it doesn't rain. There is a slight chance of rain this afternoon and this evening. So it's kind of a good thing we're getting there early so we can get camp set up in case it rains. Wow. It never gets old. Gee. I think that archway is called Lover's Leap or something like that. I don't know. And I thought that was Grand Portal Point to the left of it, but it's not. I think Grand Portal Point's on around the next point. Those are the waves rolling in from the tour boat that just went by. It was dead calm just a moment ago. Dang. Guys, we got a deer in here. Hey, buddy. My goodness. Ah. 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 I wish I could make a buck grunt. This deer is 50 feet away from me. Just walking along the trail. Alright, so we have a slight change of plans. We reserved a site at Mosquito Creek Campground, which we just passed. That's where we saw the deer at. It's only 1:30. Neither of us are the type that can sit around twiddling our thumbs doing nothing for the next 6 hours waiting for it to get dark. So, we're taking a gamble and we're pushing on. We have Chapel Beach campsites coming up in 4.4 miles. We have Coves coming up in 7.2. Most likely they're booked and we're not going to be able to set up in one of those sites, so we may have to find our own stealth site along the trail. I know we're not supposed to do that, but if it starts raining, I guarantee you I'm going to find a spot in the middle of the woods and set my tent up. I don't plan on hiking in the rain too much today, if at all.
I am.
Oh, my wife just said she is planning on hiking in the rain, so there's a possibility we're going to push out all the way to Little Beaver Lake 9 more miles. So I think it can be done. If as long as I can keep up with my wife, we can make it out to Little Beaver Falls and finish this whole 15-mile hike up today. So that's the plan right now. I was planning on enjoying a nice leisurely day, but my wife's pushing the pace and we're going to keep on rolling. So I had something very interesting just happened to me back at Mosquito Creek campsites. I was standing on the bridge that crosses Mosquito Creek and was trying to film a little bit, and 3 guys were getting ready to make their way across the bridge coming the opposite direction. So I put my camera down so they could get by because they were kind of waiting on me to finish filming. And the 3rd guy in line turns to me and says, "Jason Wish?" And I was like, "Yeah, how do you know me?" And come to find out, these 3 fellas were the same 3 fellas that I bumped into at Manistique River last September, 3rd week of September. That's when I did my Manistique River hike and kayak float. And I actually hiked with these guys for probably a mile or so on the Manistique. But I just cannot believe what are the chances of running into these same 3 guys on another Michigan trail. So guys, it was pretty cool running into you again. Thanks for chatting with me for a moment, and I'm glad my Pictured Rocks video was able to help you out. on planning your hike. And I hope you enjoy Pictured Rocks Part 2. This is from the other side, looking back from where we came. And another tour boat on its way out. Beautiful day for a tour boat, a little chilly, but at least it's calm and not too breezy. Something else I was thinking about, if you look around, you notice a lot of green leaves. This is October 5th, and normally we are in full color change right now. And we noticed when we were driving up here that inland, I would say they're at least 50%. Lots of reds and yellows. I mean, it was beautiful, and that's what I was expecting to see here. However, the leaves are just starting to change here. They're at least a week behind, I would say. And I think it's because since we're right on Lake Superior, you know, the air's a little warmer, and it kind of slows the change down a little bit. And now I can't see or hear my wife anywhere. Now that she has it in her mind that we could possibly finish this thing up in one day and not even spend the night out here, she's like on a tear. My gosh, she's 100 yards ahead of me. She told me she wanted to mosey along and take it easy, and she almost didn't even come because she thinks I was gonna hike too fast for her. But I'm telling you what, I put the camera down for 30 seconds to shoot something, and I have to run a quarter mile to catch back up. We've been averaging about 2.5 miles an hour, but I'm telling you, we're over 3 now. She took a couple ibuprofen and she's feeling better. One of the things that I really love about this trail is how you're constantly walking into different environments. We're once again back into hardwoods and ferns. We just came out of several hundred yards, or maybe even a half mile of evergreens, and now we're back into hardwoods. It's opened up kind of like in Ohio or lower Michigan woods. Another tour boat. Not so full on this one. Oh buddy, look at that archway. That is gorgeous. Is the boat gonna go through it? Why can't we just camp right here? Getting closer to Grand Portal Point. And a beautiful little waterfall coming off of the rock face there. Wow. I definitely think the views were more stunning when I was here 2 years ago because the sun was out. It's still amazing, but I would definitely recommend coming when the sun's out if you can. You know, we can't always get the forecast we wish for. Now tomorrow is supposed to be more beautiful. However, we are already going to be by Grand Portal, which we're getting ready to go see here now, and Chapel Beach, which would be next. But still breathtaking, and still glad I'm here to see it despite the lack of sunshine. Here we are at Grand Portal Point. Spectacular. Wow. I think way off in the distance is Grand Island. I'm not certain, but I think that might be Grand Island. That's a good spot for a thumbnail right there. Wowzers. Whew. My goodness. Is that the Atlantic Ocean? Unbelievable how cool this is. Just walk out of the woods and all of a sudden you're on this big sandy ledge with a sheer cliff. My goodness. So we just went around Grand Portal Point. That little tree hanging out over there. That was the backside of Grand Portal. And then we come out on this beautiful, sandy ground overlooking that beautiful rock ledge. Another spectacular view. And our first sight of Spray Falls. Way over there. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. There it is. Can't hold it steady. Spray Falls in the center of your screen. Very nice. That is cool. My goodness, that view is absolutely phenomenal. Look, if you took a kayak down in there, underneath that cave, it looks like nice white sand on the bottom. That looks like a fun place to swim. Wow. We might get lucky and rain might miss us. Yes, it is. We've got to come back and go kayaking. It looks so fun to kayak through all those little grottos or whatever you call them. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, behold Chapel Beach. And I smell smoke. Lovely. Man, that is fantastic. And we're making our way to Chapel Rock up ahead there. And I can't remember where the campgrounds are, either right before or right after Chapel Rock. How pretty is that? We are just about to Chapel Rock up ahead here. Can't wait to see that. There it is. It's amazing that that tree can grow out there like that. What the heck? Where does it get its nutrients from to survive? It's nothing but a rock. I mean, looks like a foot of topsoil on top of that rock. Or is that roots coming across? That's roots. Holy crap. I thought those were just logs someone put there. Those are roots, guys, coming out of that tree. I didn't realize that. And the roots come across here. So that's where it's getting all its nutrients. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna keep coming. I think it's stopping. Maybe it's just gonna blow over. I sure hope so, because we have decided to push on to Coves. We are almost 10 miles in for the day, and we just have 2.8 miles to go to Coves Campground. And we're gonna see if there's a site to set up there. That'll put us at about 6 o'clock, which is good. It'll be time to cook supper and get the tent set up. I'm really hoping this rain holds off until I get the tent up. It's sprinkling right now again. And if it gets any worse, I think we're going to have to don the rain jackets. But we're kind of warm right now. I don't really want to put a rain jacket on because it feels like it's warmed up. It's mid 50s now. And earlier it was in the 40s. So it was chilly earlier. With this rain coming in, it definitely warmed things up. Very comfortable. But I don't want to get wet. So we'll see what happens. We have a friendly crow down here. He was eating a graham cracker a little bit ago, about a quarter mile away, and here he is again. Man, that is just lovely. Wow. It's a feast for the eyes, the best way to describe it. We were just talking along the trail a little bit ago about how funny it is that we want to go to places and do things just for our eyes. Because think about it, if you didn't have eyes to enjoy this, would there be a point to come here? I don't know if you get much enjoyment out of the sounds and smells or feelings. So it's definitely indulgence for the eyes. More pleasure for the eyes right there. My goodness sakes. Well, we're making our final 1.5 mile push into Coves campground, and my wife and I were just discussing the issues with our feet. She's fighting a bad case of plantar fasciitis and even a bone spur in her right foot that's been actually giving her some problems for a year or two now, if not longer. But hiking on the trail for about 11 miles has re-aggravated it to the point where it's almost unbearable for her. My left foot has an unresolved case of plantar fasciitis as well. It's not real bad, it's just something that's been lingering for a while. And my right one has been healed for about a year now, but I actually have noticed that even my right foot may have a slight case of plantar fasciitis coming back. I hope not. I think it's because I'm pretty loaded down with my pack today, even though I've been training for weeks, actually months, with a 3/4 packed backpack weighted down to about 15 pounds. It's just not the same as hiking on a trail with a 25-pound pack. That's probably what I have today. I'm not very light today, so my heels are not used to that, I think. I hope that's the only problem, because I have a big through hike coming up next month, and I do not want my heels to be giving me issues for 333 miles. That would not be good. Now that is a beautiful beach. That's not really a beach. Probably 80 foot off the water. But this sand is just like many beaches I've been on in Florida. Amazing. Hopefully the rain clouds have missed us and moved on. All right, up ahead is Spray Falls. We're just about there. Here we go. I think we got a view over here. Yeah. A little sketchy. There is Spray Falls, right where she falls off the cliff face. Let's go get a closer look. That's about as close as I can get. Close enough. Now that I just spent 5 minutes looking at Spray Falls, I'm probably a quarter mile behind my wife. Every time I stop to film something, I lose her, and it takes me 5 or 10 minutes to catch back up. Even though we're only going like 2.3, 2.4 mile an hour. 5 minutes really sets you back. Anyway, we're about a mile or less, I believe, to Coast Campground. That is our next stop. Actually, next stop may be a better view of Spray Falls, where we can actually see it plunging into Lake Superior, hopefully. All right, here is the overlook to Spray Falls. Oh, there it is. Wow. There's where I was just standing, hanging over the edge trying to film. And around the other side, more beautiful cliffs. Onward to Coves, around the corner. As you can see, it did start to rain a little bit, but it never was real bad. Just a very light rain or a heavy sprinkle. No wind, and you know, most of it now is just falling off the leaves and hitting us. It's barely sprinkling. So we are about a quarter mile from Little Beaver Lake campground, and our car is just down the road 200 yards from that campground and the trailhead parking lot. But we're going to stop and take a look at this campground first, and if there's vacancy, I think we might set up a duplex and stay there tonight. But there's a little part of me that is considering indulging myself tonight and hopping in our car and driving to a motel room and having some nice dinner somewhere. So we haven't decided yet. We'll make the decision here shortly as soon as we arrive back at the campground to see if there's any openings. Little Beaver Lake campground is full. I think there was only 7 sites there. So I am walking up to get the car, driving back down, picking up my wife, and we're gonna go find a shower somewhere. So what was supposed to be a 2-night, 2.5 day trip turned into a 1-day trip. We just completed all 15 miles today. No biggie for me, just another day of hiking, but man alive, I am so proud of my wife. What a trooper. She hasn't been in pain because of a heel spur and plantar fasciitis in her right foot. But she showed some grit and finished the whole darn trail today. Well, not the whole Pictured Rocks trail, but Miner's Castle to Little Beaver Lake campground. I'm coming up on the trailhead right now to my car. The original plan was to go 5 miles to Mosquito Creek campground. Tomorrow, go about 8.5, 9 miles to Coves campground and take our time, and then only have like 2 miles out to the car on day 3. But we're back. We finished, and I know my wife is dying for a hot shower. I don't really care. I could just set the duplex up and be completely happy right now and cook me a mountain house meal. But gotta keep the wife happy, so we're gonna go find some room, a hot shower, and a nice meal tonight. Alrighty guys, well, thanks for coming along on our quick day hike journey at Pictured Rocks and a little bit at Taquamenon Falls yesterday. Had a great time. The weather wasn't bad. It was a little cold last night and a little rainy here the late afternoon today. But other than that, had a stellar experience here at Pictured Rocks with my wife. So glad she got to finally come up here and join me on the Pictured Rocks Trail. Guys, thanks for coming along. Until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure. All right guys, I'm back. The video is not over yet. We took a little detour to Palms Book State Park, where we're going to go check out the big spring, also known as Kitch-iti-kipi. So last night we were supposed to stay in a motel room. Things didn't go according to plan. Every single motel, hotel in 3 cities were booked solid, probably because of all the leaf color change around the area. So we ended up finding a campsite at Indian Lake State Park here in the Upper Peninsula at Manistique, right off of Lake Michigan. And just down the road was Palms Book State Park, and that's where we're at now to go check out Kitch-iti-kipi Big Spring. Look at that crystal clear blue water. We just missed hopping on and rolling ourselves out into the middle of the spring. Yeah, you can see the bottom a little bit through the camera. A little bit of glare and reflection. So there's a cable system here where you can pull yourself out into the middle of the spring to see what it looks like down inside. Since they're taking so long, I think we're just going to observe from here and move on to the next place. Man, it's gorgeous out here. What a gem.